If you're a fan of all things Power Rangers and Power Rangers related and you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Anyways, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoy the video. So this episode of Power Ranger Beast Morphers kind of felt like a filler episode, but in the good way of a filler episode, because it didn't feel slowed down, the plot didn't slow down at all, it didn't feel bogged at all. Some scenes that felt bogged, but after that the plot just kept moving along here and there, and yeah, for a filler episode of Power Ranger Beast Morphers, this was kind of the norm, but it also had your big plot revelations at the end, but a lot of people know those plot revelations already due to trailers and speculation and stuff like that, so I understand where they're coming from. So maybe if I was younger or not paying attention to all the stuff online, these plot twists would have been a big reveal for me, but overall, like I said, this filler episode of Beast Morphers was a lot of fun to watch. It had its corny, hammy message thrown down at you near the end of the episode or midway through the episode, and it didn't bother me that much. But overall, it was a really fun episode and I did enjoy it, so let's take it from the top. So the episode opens up at the Juice Bar Gym Bar where there's an esports fighting game championship taking place. And the person who's in the finals is, no surprise, it's your boy Devon. Now, what's really interesting about this fighting game tournament is basically they put the cartridge into the controller, which is basically a third-party Xbox controller that they've... I really got to give props to the prop guy because I don't know what they've done with it, but they basically turned an Xbox controller, added a lot of mold around it so it doesn't look like an Xbox controller, painted over some of the buttons, and they've made it look really convincing like it's an actual controller. The trophy I'll get into later because, oh boy, that trophy. So basically, there's an esports fighting game championship tournament going on. Devon's in the finals, and the game's called Backstreet Brawler 3, which, if you've seen the Halloween episode, it's been referenced in that before, where Devon cosplays as the character he chooses to fight in the game, which is really cool. It's also really cool to see esports in the world of Power Rangers. Is it cool? I don't know. The world is progressing. Video games are the future. So the fighting game tournament begins, and what's really interesting is they use holograms as the fighter's avatar. Now, I get the feeling why Hasbro did this, or whoever's writing or directing the episode did this, was mostly because Hasbro probably didn't have a budget to make like 16-bit animation to make it not seem like Street Fighter or Tekken or anything like that, so they don't get sued. So making them come to life by being real-life projections is an interesting concept, but it also moves the plot in an interesting way by bringing video game characters to life, which I kind of wish they did with this episode, where Devon would have to fight his favorite video game character, but that's not the case. They fight evil Ranger clones in this episode, which is a really cool concept, but I kind of wish they made Devon's favorite video game characters come to life in this episode. So there's a fighting game tournament, and everyone's there, even Mayor Daniels, and I love it how Matt Daniels sees the hologram. He's like, hey, that's a hologram, is it? And Nate explains the gist of it, saying, yes, this is a hologram. It does this, that, and that. And Matt Daniels gets a cough and he's like, interesting, I have to go now. My planet needs me. And after Matt Daniels leaves off screen is when Blaze and Roxie shows up midway through the tournament when Devon's about to lose. Now, the Matt Daniels thing, I got to get into it. This would have been a more interesting reveal. Now, I said this at the start of the review. This would have been a more interesting reveal if they didn't reveal it in the trailer that Matt Daniels was Evox, or Evox is Matt Daniels. They could have kept that like as the big surprise, but oh well, it is what it is. You got to get the audience in there with the big twist. But this show is mostly for kids, and I'm pretty sure kids aren't probably looking up all the trailers and all the reviews and all the speculation and stuff like that. But oh well. I'm pretty sure not all the kids are watching all the trailer breakdowns and speculation videos, but oh well. So Blaze and Roxie show up, and what's interesting about this episode, you see Robo Blaze, you see Robo Roxie, you see Cyber Villain Blaze, you see Cyber Villain Roxie, but you see no original Blaze and Roxie in this entire episode. They're nowhere to be seen, which is really weird and really interesting, so I'm hoping they're not written out of the show, because we've got the brand new evil Blaze and Roxie. I'm hoping they can still make some sort of appearance with whatever they do. So Blaze and Roxie show up and they create a Robotron of the video game controller, turning it into Gamertron or whatever he's called. I can't remember his name, but what he does, he creates clones of the free Beast Morpher Rangers, only the free Beast Morpher Rangers. I was really hoping they could have used like more original footage and make it the 5 Rangers that they made clones of, but I'm guessing whatever this is based on the Sentai, which is really weird because they use the Ultra Megazord, Ultra Beast Mega Super Duper Megazord to fight the Giga Drone, but the Robotron they mostly focus their attention on with the 3 main Rangers. I don't know if this is a Sentai thing or how they decide to film it, but whatever, it was a really interesting fight when they had the evil Ranger clones jumping around being a match for our Ranger heroes. It was a really cool fight and I really did enjoy it, seeing their powers being outmatched with everything they did. It was really cool to see. I did quite enjoy it a fair bit, so it was a really cool fight. So the Rangers are forced to retreat and go back to base and get some information on what the heck is going on with these evil clones. So let's talk about the whole video game esports tournament plot that I need to go over. So during the tournament, Devon's character freezes up, and that's because his opponent discovers a glitch in the game where if you hit him twice on the left shoulder, twice on the right shoulder, and down slash, it freezes their character and they're unable to move. So she uses this cheating method to win. So she goes to the Rangers where this scene was in the trailer on the website, on their YouTube page, whatever social media they posted to. I mostly see it on their YouTube channel, but this scene was really weird because you see the Rangers morphed in Grid Battle Force mostly because they can't reveal their identities, but it's been a while since we've seen them in Grid Battle Force morphed. I think they've done it unmorphed without the helmets, but this was the first time in a while since we've seen them in Grid Battle Force morphed. I think the first time we saw it was maybe back in the first episode or early season 1. They did it in a few of the bases, I remember that much, but this was the first time in a while we've seen them morphed in Grid Battle Force, and they've just got a voiceover with the helmets on, having a normal conversation with this person. So that's when they discovered the glitch and saying, hey, if you use this glitch on your evil clones, you'll be able to defeat them. And that's what they do. They use the glitch on the evil Ranger clones to defeat them, and the day is saved. And then you have the big Megazord battle. I nearly said Mega Force, but Megazord battle. And this battle is over really quickly before it even begins, because now they're using the Ultrazord, which does look cool. It moves a bit chunky-like, but it does look cool, and this battle is over before it even begins, so that way they can mostly focus on the main plot where the tournament wraps up, and Devon gives the money to the person who he was up against because she was entering the tournament because her little brother broke her leg and really likes soccer, so that's why she entered the tournament. She used the cheating code to win her way to the top, and not to the top, it's just she might have, who knows, but she wanted the tournament money to pay for her brother's surgery, so Devon gives the money to her, and Devon gets the trophy, which is shaped like a PlayStation controller painted gold. But yeah, that's everything going on. And then the last scene is Mad Daniels. After he takes the photo, he's coughing a lot, he goes outside and turns into Evox, and that's when evil Blaze and Roxie show up, and they take him back to the other cyber dimension, whatever it's called. It doesn't have a name yet. I'm just going to call it the other cyber dimension or cyber dimension 2. I don't know what to call it, but that's where it ends, saying, hey, we better get you back to the base, Mad Daniels, or whatever they say. And that's where the episode ends. So like I said, that Mad Daniels twist would have been better if we never saw it coming, but also, with this episode, there's a Ben and Betty subplot going on where Betty falls in love with this hologram of this dancer game, or the dancer hologram is very overly attached to her. And at the end of the episode, there's this nice wholesome moment where Ben sticks up for Betty, and the hologram's like, oh, what are you going to do? And Ben's like, I'm just going to do this. He presses the button and he goes back into the video game. I really did like that moment. Like, the Ben and Betty slapstick was really turned down a lot in this episode. We barely got any at all. It was more wacky side adventures that they get into while the main plot was going on, but we didn't focus on it that much. We just saw her dancing with the hologram, and then her little subplot got wrapped up at the end, which was really quickly, so I'm guessing they're not focusing on the like slapstick with them every episode. They're just gonna have them have some sort of weird wacky adventure, maybe with a couple of slapstick stuff here and there. But either way, I really did enjoy the Ben and Betty subplot with the dancer guy. They didn't focus on it too much, which I guess is a good thing, because 22-minute episode, you can't focus all your time on that stuff there. But they wrapped it up fairly quickly, and I did enjoy it. I did like that wholesome moment where Ben stood up for Betty and took out the weird dancer guy called Juan, which is like Juan. How do you pronounce his name? It's like a weird French name with a J. They say Juan, but it's got a J in it, but it's French. I don't know, but I like their subplot. I'll just say that. I really, really like their subplot. But if there's one thing I will praise about this filler episode of Power Ranger Beast Morphers and Power Ranger Beast Morphers Season 2, Episode 3, I will praise the episode for having a beginning, middle, and end, and everything wrapping up and concluding in that plot, which was really good. You did have the cliffhanger at the end, but that's there to get the kids and audience's attention. But overall, this episode had a beginning, middle, and plot. A beginning, middle, and end within the plot, and it mostly had an A story and didn't focus on a B story, where we didn't cut away to the cyber dimension or the bad guys to see what they're doing. It was very, very straightforward with the Rangers. The plot was very straightforward. So the Rangers have a fun time. Bad guy shop. It's the normal Power Ranger plot, but it wasn't bogged down and slowed that much. It did feel slow in some places here and there, but after that it moved by really, really quickly, especially once you get to the 16-minute mark and they're already destroying the monster of the day in the Megazord. So props to them and the writing team with making a solid plot to wrap everything up. But like I said, overall, fun filler episode. I did enjoy it. I'm excited for next week and the week after to see what happens, but yeah, like I said, Power Ranger Beast Morphers is still going strong, and I'm enjoying it quite a fair bit. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on the episode? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinions. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, slap that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, and bye!